Hi, Michael from ReleaseWorks, where we help your body feel great. I'm going to go into part one of our morning feel great routine, where we wake up and get the spine ready for movement. So however you start after sleep, that's where we're going to start. I tend to be on my front. I know everybody says don't do that. I love that. I can start the night on my back, but finishing on my back, nope, I finish on my front. So I'll probably be exactly like this. First thing that I'll do is I'll start to move and breathe. And oh, hey, by the way, do this with me. Let's slow this down. Make sure you get a good feel for this. Find yourself in a spot. Imagine that you've just woken up. Maybe start this in the morning with you tomorrow morning. First, start to shift and move a little bit. Breathing and allowing various contractions. Let it feel good. Everybody knows how to intuitively, instinctively stretch and move. Trust that process. Sooner or later, you'll find yourself breathing and arching back up, coming up onto your elbows, arching your spine, arching back your neck. And you'll find yourself flowing, if you allow it, into bends, twists that just feel nice. Twisting through your spine, arching backwards are all really, really good. If you've had any low back problems, you will probably feel this low back area is starting to twinge and bind and ache and feel stiff. If you do, and even if you don't, allow your spine to kind of sag from your hips. Spine sagging, hips kind of staying up, even twist and lift. And notice I'm not doing big movements. I'm not huge all over the place. Small movements in the spine and below back make a big difference. Allow that sag to continue as you arch back, actually pulling your chest forward, which pulls your mid back forward and down, allowing you to arch up and just reach through your spine in that backwards curve. I'll even throw in hip twisting. One side, the other side, at a pace that feels good to you. Maybe starts to go the other way. Arching your back up, curling your neck forward. Let the shoulders work. Rolling around as your spine moves, suspended between your hips and your shoulders. Twist through the neck. Look over your shoulder. If you start to get a cramp in your ribs, ease up a little bit. Twist and look over the other shoulder. I don't deliberately do anything in particular with my breath. Sometimes I'll find myself holding my breath and squeezing it into my ribs. And then I'll let it go. Sometimes I'll take a bigger breath. Feel my ribs, feel my lungs. And let it go. I might, let's do it, shift over onto my one elbow and lift the other. And twist. Different than reaching with the arm. We're just twisting through the ribs and the spine. Other side. Watch what's happening with your shoulder. That one I have more trouble with. Sometimes you'll have a shoulder that doesn't quite support your right. So if that's the case, too bad it's on the other side of the camera. If that's the case, roll it back and pull it down into your back, your shoulder blade, like that. That will give you a more stable base for the shoulder, as opposed to what my shoulder over here does, and it's like this. And then I start hurting things. At some point, turn over. And allow your back to settle against whatever it is you're on. Move the hips. Lift the spine. Round the spine, lift the hips. Let it just feel good. Reach your arms, reach through your back, one side. The other side. Reaching all the way from your fingertips, through your shoulder, through your ribs, to your hip. From here, you can start to lift your hips up. You might know these as glute bridges. Can be a fantastic way to mobilize traction through your low back. You might shift your hips from side to side or up and down, reaching through your side of your low back. Notice something that will be really good. Let's do this. Take one, put your legs down, knees down. One leg, reach it up and over. Start to twist through your low back as your leg reaches over into the space on your other side. Try to keep your shoulder from lifting up. Let that twist all the way through your spine. Allow the leg to start hanging if you can. Bring the knee up, bend the knee, bring it up towards your chest. Some people, I usually do, some people will get a pop in your back in a couple different places. Don't force it. Just allow it to happen if it does. Bring the leg back. Plant the foot, especially if you're having low back issues, this can be really helpful. Plant the foot and lift your hips to reposition. And settle your hips down again. Making sure that feels good. Change legs. Reach your other leg across. Keep your opposite shoulder down, well, same shoulder down. that tight space. Allow your side to open up. Allow the leg to drop. Right, stay here for a little bit, but at some point bring the knee up towards your chest, staying in the twist. And then bring the leg back to straight, across your body again, coming back to an untwisted neutral position. Set the foot down, get the other foot on the floor or bed or whatever you're at, and shift your hips around again. Make sure your low back, make sure your sacrum there between your hips feels good. Gentle, easy movements will help it feel unstiff again. At this point, you're probably ready to sit up. Find your way to do it. You might roll to your side and push up. You might use a little momentum and sit up straight from here. And we'll go on to part 2.